All right, so Scott Pilgrim, right? If you don't know, I'm a fucking huge fan of Scott Pilgrim. I have not read the comics. I watched the movie. I've seen the anime. I've seen the show. Things like that, and I absolutely fucking love it. But like some things I see that people talk about is that Scott and Ramona are terrible people. Yes, yes, they are. You're completely correct. Yep, nothing wrong there. They are terrible people, like awful people, and that's like kind of the idea, though, right? So like you start off with Scott, right? Scott is not a good person. So I'm basically just going off the show and the movie. So we won't be talking about the comics because obviously I haven't fucking read the comics. Though I'd like to read the comics at some point. So I'm gonna just go off the show, right? So we have like in the original Scott is like he's dating a girl named Knives Chow. Knives is 17. Now, for those who do not know, in the UK and in Canada, in some places in Canada, I'm not 100% sure, but in places in Canada and where Scott would be from, 16 is the age of consent. Now, is that right? I don't fucking know. I'm not going to go into it. Fuck you. But the age of consent is 16 there. Is it still really fucking weird and wrong? Absolutely. There is no debating it's weird and it's wrong. But that's kind of the point, right? So not only that, but he's also kind of like using her in a way. Not in a way, he is using her. He's using her, he mentions later on that he kind of just isn't really looking for something that serious. He's looking for something very easy, which I think is just fucking cunty of him. He's 20, which is the point, right? He's a fucking twat and he's a bitch. So it's like fucking fuck you. He said that, right? He says that it's something that he's just looking for easy, like it's an easy relationship after his breakup with Envy Adams, Natalie. After that like big breakup. Speaking of which, I listened to the there's this song. It's like Black Sheep, yeah, Black Sheep, by Metric, sung by Brie Larson. This song. So when I listened to it the first time, I kind of wasn't I wasn't like that like thinky about it, if you know what I mean. Thinky. I wasn't that thinky about it. I wasn't thinking about it too much. But like the more I listened to it, and the more I like, by the more I listened to it, I mean the more I got fucking autistically obsessed with it. The more I got like obsessed with it, the more I kept listening to it, and I listened to it for like literal weeks on end. And I kind of started realizing this song, kind of like, it kind of like paints Scott in an even worse light. Because the way Scott kind of presents the relationship and the breakup is like Envy did this to him. Like he did nothing wrong, and Envy's this mega bitch who kind of fucking like ruined him and was super mean and was like, oh, how dare you, and all that shit, right? That's how it's presented. Like Envy's a terrible person. But then when you listen to this song, it's written from Envy's like perspective, right? Like, hello, friend of a friend. Wait for it. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Wait. Yeah, now that the truth is just a rule for you to bend. Like, that you can bend is like, that shows that, like, and the way that Envy sings this song is much different to the way, like, it was sung by Metric, right? The song was written by Metric and it was used for Envy, and it really, really, really fits like her like perspective, right? But the way she performs it is so like violent and is so like you can see that she's so still like annoyed and angry about it, and she like stares at Scott the entire time while she's singing it, and it's like you can just fucking you can feel the anger. I love her. You can feel the fucking pissed, and I'm like, yes, baby, yes, fuck him up. She's so awesome, and like you can really feel the intensity, and you can feel the hatred bubbling from her towards Scott, and it paints like the way Scott put the relationship in a real different light, and the fact that kind of like he isn't like he's also at fault here. He isn't the one who just got like his heart ripped out and stomped all over, and then oh, she's terrible. Don't get me wrong, she's a bitch, but that's why I love her. But that's why I love her. But like she's kind of like like Scott has his perspective, she has hers, and like both of them are just as valid as each other. But anyway, like kind of like puts into another why Scott's a bad person, because he's like he really did just fuck with her, frankly. I don't know the entire story behind the breakup, but like just seeing from their perspectives, you can really tell that Scott wasn't the person, like the only person, right? He wasn't just the person who kind of like kind of got fucked with. He also fucked with Envy a lot, right? And then it kind of like throughout the show, he just does like little things, and like he doesn't really apologize to Kim Pine. Like Kim Pine's right? Kim. I know her name's Kim. Is it Kim Pines? Yeah, Kim Pines. Kim Pine. My apologies. Yeah, he doesn't apologize to Kim ever for like fucking with her or like anything like that, and it's like he's supposed to be a bad person. I think people miss that a lot. That he's supposed to be a bad person at the start. Like, that's the idea. Is that he's just a bit of a twat, bruh. And like same goes with Remona, right? Looking at every relationship Ramona's had, like the 7 evil exes, like when you look at it, she fucking, I'd argue everybody bar Gideon. She kind of just fucked with them all. Like she kind of just was horrible to all of them, especially oh my god, I can't remember her name. Wait, Roxy, especially Roxy, right? Roxy Richter, yeah. With like Roxy, she kind of just fucking up and left, dude. Like she straight abandoned her, and that's like so horrid. That's so horrid. That's so awful. She's such a shit person. And I love her so much. Like she just kind of just messed with her for a bit of like, not for fun, but like just to experiment. And then she didn't explain that, you know? Like she kind of had this like bi thing going on where, you know, she spent some time with Roxy, but then ended up kind of just leaving her and like completely ghosting her as well, which is just terrible. Like, don't ghost people, you know? It's like obviously this is just fucking like coming from me, you know? Like the random trans on the internet, right? No one cares, right? But like you just don't ghost people, you know? Like it's just kind of assholey. If you've got something to say, at least say it to them, you know what I mean? So I think cheating's kind of just dumb. It's like, why, if you're not like, I get like you try, I don't get it at all, but like you're going to you know, you want more. I don't know, I don't fucking understand cheaters, man. Just leave the relationship if you're not having fun. Like if it's not enjoyable, obviously abusive relationships are different, but if you're in a relationship that you don't enjoy and you're like, you can leave, why aren't you leaving? Like I get it's difficult to leave, but especially if you're cheating, bruh, just leave. Like save everybody the hurt, you know what I mean? Come from a place of like experience, right? I was cheated on before, and I'm like, this is just like, why? Just leave. Like, it ain't that difficult, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't that difficult. Anyway, like, she just kind of fucked with her, and especially like in the animated show. Wow, okay, that's just straight Rule 34. Wow, okay. I scrolled down a little. Awesome. Oh, okay. So when like she kind of like in the animated show, she said, I can't remember what she said specifically. It's something like yeah, it was just I was bi-curious. I was just experimenting or something. And then that was in the movie. And then she hits her with the fucking classic, yeah, but well, honey, I'm a little bi-furious, and fucking punches her. And I'm just like, oh, that was brilliant, gorgeous. And it's like she's just a kind of a terrible person, and she just leaves everybody, and she kind of skedaddles onwards. And that's why I think Remona and Scott, and obviously I'm just saying the obvious here, but like they're so perfect for each other because they're so awful. And like, but they learn with each other, you know what I mean? Like they learn that they can't be doing this no more, right? Like you can't just leave someone on Ramona's case and ghost them and like cheat on them or leave them for someone else, you know? Like it hurts people, and it makes people, like, it damages people. I know that a lot from, again, personal experiences, that, you know, cheating on someone and leaving someone damages them extremely, like, a lot. I have a lot of scars from that now, you know, and it's like, just don't do that. Like, it's like But I'm going back to the original point now. Focus. Like Ramona and Scott are terrible people, but they're supposed to be terrible people. You're not supposed to like them, right? That's the point. Like you're supposed to like their like journey. Like they're interesting characters at the start, but like you're supposed to want to see them get better, and they do. They do get better, right? Like Ramona apologizes to Roxy, and like throughout the not really throughout the movie, which is one of my issues with the movie, but through like the animated show, you really see the point from Ramona where she just she starts apologizing to everybody. Like she goes out to all of her evil exes and she's like, "Nah, I'm sorry. I was just a bit of an asshole, you know." Like she apologizes to people and she kind of like buries the hatchet with them. And like that's what I love so much more about the animated show. Don't get me wrong, I adore the movie. It was my like, I literally randomly one day it was just kind of like, oh yeah, I remember Scott Pilgrim, and I was like, maybe I'll give it a watch. But then I saw the anime and I was like, oh never mind, I want to watch the anime. And so I watched the anime and I was like, oh this is kind of like crazy good. Oh this is kind of, and then my brain did the autism tingles and I was like, okay, this is brilliant. And then I watched the movie and I was like, oh yay. Sorry. Sorry, I get excited. Yeah, it was like, I don't even know what I was talking about, quite frankly. Oh yeah, the movie. Like, that's one of my problems with the movie, is that I feel like they focus on Scott Pilgrim, because, you know, it's Scott Pilgrim, right, versus the world, but I feel like Ramona didn't get her opportunities to like grow as a character. She did in the very end, right? She grew and she understood that she can't leave, but like she didn't grow in the way anime Ramona did, right? Anime Ramona Flowers went through the entire like 7 evil exes and went through all of them doing her own baggage to save Scott, right? That's what she did. And then I feel like movie Ramona didn't do that, right? And by the end of the movie, I sat there and I was kind of like, Ramona didn't really grow that much compared to the anime. That's why I love the anime compared to the movie. Don't get me wrong, obviously the movie's incredible. I absolutely love it. Cult classic. It's incredible. Like in every single way. It's absolutely incredible. But like there's a few issues I had with it, and one of them really was that I didn't like get to know Ramona. I didn't really get to know the seven evil exes, which the anime does incredibly, right? Each of them now I have a completely different perspective on, because I'm like, I actually know you as people now, you know what I mean? You're not just there for Scott to punch and battle and then just and beat up, you know what I mean? And but like, now I feel like I know everybody, and I'm like, damn, this is really, really awesome, and I'm a huge, colossal fan, and I fucking love it, and I want to get Scott Pilgrim stuff. I was gonna get a Sexpo Bomb shirt, and I wanted to get like Ramona stuff. I wanted to learn. I need to learn how to rollerblade. I need to. I need to learn how to rollerblade. But yeah, another quick mention is that I love Wallace. God, I love Wallace. He's so funny. I was cry laughing at so many times. Like so many times in the movie. Like his just dry sarcasm gets me every single time. And one of my favorite parts of the movie was like when Knives was coming to see Scott, and she was like, "Oh, is Scott home?" Scott jumps through the window and he's like, you just missed him. It's so good. I was laughing so hard. Or the one where he steals Scott's sister's boyfriend, like simply by meeting him. And I'm like, oh, my gay icon. Like, what a guy. I love him. But yeah, I feel like the Scott and Rowan are terrible people, and no one's fucking debating that. They are terrible people. That's the point. That's just the point. They're terrible people. They're supposed to be terrible people. They grow as characters, and they become characters you can legit enjoy. I love them both with all my heart. I love the stories. I love what they go through. And I love that they kind of find each other. And, like, they kind of be like, oh, we can be happy with each other. Although, I fucking hate that Scott from the movie in the anime. So the anime is a alternate version of the movie. And it kind of like goes, okay, so it kind of goes into the timeline of the movie, and movie Scott turns into this like creature, and I'm like, oh, I don't want him to do that, but like, you know, maybe it's a separate timeline altogether, you know what I mean? I don't know timelines of this fucking show. I don't know, but it's still like, it's still awesome, and I adore the movie. I adore fucking everything. You know what I mean? I just I love it, and I think that this show is incredible. I think that the movie is incredible, and I think that you should go watch it now. In fact, go now. Trust me, it made my brain tingle. I hope it makes yours tingle. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Mwah. I love you all very much.